Welcome back, and we're going to head into the Goblin Fort. Before we do, let's at least have a resource available. So we're going to equip our Pearl of Power amulet, and we're going to select a second level spell, and we'll get one of our charges back. And we'll put our Psychic Spark back on to get an additional magic missile. We just went to the trouble of buying Shadowheart a better set of gloves. So let's equip them. So she's going to do an additional 2 damage with bows and crossbows from these, an additional 2 damage from here. So she's starting to do really solid damage when she attacks. Astarion does have healing, so we could equip Hellrider's Pride, so we can get some resistance to certain kinds of damage. He also attacks sometimes, so we could put a Bane chance on. I think we're more likely to use the healing function. And we can put the Ring of Evasion. I'll put it on Gale. We don't care about Charisma on Astarion, so we're going to put the Smuggler's Ring on. He does what Sleight of Hand we do. And we don't have any other rings. We'll just put the Electrocution one and the Light spell on Lae'zel for now. So we do have a shield, and we can equip that on Shadowheart if we want to kick her armor class up a little bit. She doesn't usually use 2 weapons, but we might. And I think that is all the equipment we are concerned about right now. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna head in.
Elminster's not around, so might as well.
Despite your efforts to stave it off, the gnawing power.
And we are gonna get another of Gale's orb, desiring to consume equipment procs. We'll never use the spiderweb boots except for the fight where we deal with the spider matriarch. So that's a good candidate. The Ring of Mind Shielding is actually okay. This ring that prevents you from being electrocuted is not particularly useful. Nature's Snare is worth a lot of gold, so we're not super excited to spend that. Yeah, and Reason's Grasp. So we picked these up with the intent of eating them, right? So all they do is stuff around rage, and we don't have a barbarian, so that's going to be the one we pick for sure.
The orb settles.
New horizons.
We appear on the upper floor inside of the attic space.
Very well.
There are a couple of chests here, and we'll pick those up.
Seluna. Let's do what we have to do, then get out of here.
And we'll say not your usual haunt,
Quite the
because she's told us that she worships Shar now. And those 2 goddesses, Seluna and Shar, are sisters and mortal enemies. So Scroll Lightning Bolt's good. We'll come over here, and we can jump over and take a look and see what's inside of Priestess Gut's office. We're just here for the money.
Indolence breeds madness.
I'm going to separate out Lae'zel. We'll hop over. Because she's got a good jump. And up here there's a scroll of Chromatic Orb. I don't know that we'll ever cast it, but we'll have it at least.
Repositioning.
So we'll get our party to jump over.
What's that?
And we're going to find some portals and tunnels over here.
I applaud your taste.
Action, not reaction.
And we're going to have Lae'zel jump down in here. This room is full of smoke powder and other explosives. If you're doing stuff where you're blowing things up, you'll get a lot of value out of this room. we're not doing that in this run, so we're just going to leave it all.
What's that?
We will pick up this chest. We're going to select Astarion and try to pick the lock. So she's got the chest. We've got equipment selected. So we'll select lockpick. We're going to get the lockpicking screen. We'll add guidance. This is the neat part about shared inventory. We'll open the box, grab the money, and just drop the chest. And now that we've got all that,
Onward.
we'll group a party again, and we're going to head back the way we came. And Astarion may not be strong enough to make this jump. And that's why we've got enhanced sleep.
Seek and you shall find me. Right.
We'll jump back over here. We'll watch these goblins just throw a hapless guy into a spider pit. If we wanted to save him, we would come around the other side and lure these guys in and kill them. It's a lot more easily done if you just come here to kill Minthara and everybody else. But we're not here to do that yet, and we're gonna try to recruit Minthara instead.
Scrying eye. Better be on our best behavior. Till we're out of sight, that is.
You have already failed me once, and now you dare to question me.
No one's hostile to us yet. She's not even gonna react.
Life, much like your words, is meaningless. Well, end the latter to save the former.
As we listen, we get a little bit of the plot. Okay, so we're gonna break the group apart. We're gonna cast Enhanced Sleep on Lae'zel. We'll swap to Gale
My
and
magic.
cast Featherfall. We're gonna have Lae'zel walk to the edge here and jump all the way across to the treasure pile. And we can crouch down with her if we want. So, and we're just gonna loot the treasure and jump back.
Your desire,
Mission accomplished.
step by step.
How many raiders do we have?
Plenty of lashers, loads of hunters, and a few pariahs to carry the powder keg.
So if you listen to the conversation that Minthara is having with the goblin, they're explaining what the goblin raid is going to look like in consistency. So they're going to have some guys with explosives and etc. etc. And if you want to pay attention to that, it will tell you a little bit about what you're going to be doing if you do the raid. All right, so we now find Volo. We find Abdurak and the torturers. Oops, I want to open the door. We're going to step in. And we'll get Shadowheart
get
to
on with
step
it.
in as well. And we've got some patrolling guards kind of walk around. One of them was actually going to come into this room, and that's what we're going to wait for.
Blackets will be
We're going to want our key points back so that we can
more than prepared.
surprise them. So here comes our guard. We're going to shut the door, and we're going to kill Gribbo and the guard. And then we're going to clear all the other guards out of this hallway. We're going to kill Abdurak. So when he walks in, we go into turn-based mode. I have Shadowheart shut the door and step back.
action, not reaction.
So flurry of blows topple.
You took a life, now you're...
Can't afford to let up.
So all we need is one hit with sharpshooter. So we'll take 2.
A timely intervention.
And no one's going to come running. We shut the door. They can't hear. There is another guard that we'll need to deal with. I sort of think when we take a look at this note, dearest Elminster, right? And there's a whole note sort of from Volo. Gale knows Elminster. They're friends. So probably he's met Volo before. Door's locked. We'll get the key from Gribbo.
Look at this. I'm quite saved. I guarantee the story of your daring rescue of my person will live on for
And
eons.
we'll just say you owe us.
Oh, what's a bit? Tell me where we can meet each other once we've slipped the goblin yoke.
And he can go to our
Smashing.
camp.
I'll slip away.
He'll go. And if we're lucky, he's polite enough to close the door behind him. Thanks, Volo. All right, so mission 1 in here done. Get our group together again.
Absolute looking out.
And we're going to head in to deal with Abdurak. And we're just going to make sure that we don't have any guards poking their noses in. Looks all clear. In this one, we are going to crouch down, go into turn-based mode. Just make sure that we don't have anybody sneaking up on us.
Keeping low.
We'll select topple.
Your actions are pushing...
And then continue to attack. Exit turn-based mode. We're going to grab all of this stuff. There's a rat running around, we can see on the map.
Unseen.
We'll even steal the candle.
Quickly then. Into the shadows.
Double check for our guard position. Doesn't look like there's anybody coming.
Objective noted.
We got one more set of guys to go kill. So we'll go into stealth mode and we're going to sneak up on them. Again, go into turn-based mode, reposition Asterion just in case. Get him a little closer.
With every breath, a purpose.
So we've got a guy with 23 hit points and a guy with 23 hit points. This guy's wearing armor, so he's probably harder to hit.
Caught in the act of...
And we're going to go straight to combat on this guy, which is interesting. We'll go into turn-based mode again,
Secrecy above all.
and we'll try a couple shots. We can exit turn-based mode now. And here's our guard coming. So we'll get everybody crouched down. She's looking for the murderer. And we'd be happy to explain who that was if she comes back this way.
Ready for anything. Light step.
This guy is part of Eridan's group, so we can talk to him if we want.
No! Please!
It depends on his answers.
I can't tell you where the grove is. Please!
I already know about the grove. We don't care about that.
Then
Where's that house?
That's all I know.
He turned into a bear. Okay.
Please.
All right.
But they
What's the artifact do?
The place was supposed to be a Please. Free me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You were helpful,
Thank you.
so we're not going to do anything to you. We'll just break the rack.
Thank you. I should be able to make it to the grove on my own.
Don't care. Go ahead. Off you go. While we're here, we're going to grab this jagged spear. It's a magical item that we can eat. The 15 experience was not for grabbing the spear, it was for the guy running out of the secret passage.
Quickly then.
So we'll head over here, and if we click on the passageway, it will take us back out to where we broke the chest to get the shield. I'd like to see that guard come back while we've got our crew ready, but they're kind of wandering around. We'll get everybody running up here. And remember, the guards have never met us up here, so we don't want to go in or out of the front door.
Makes my stomach turn.
We still had some people that were hiding.
Decorations are an improvement.
That the jink, or you recognize the crest she bears.
Yeah,
The
she's
winged
another
serpent
Zentarium
of the
agent.
Zentarim.
We're not going to reveal that we know that. Let's see what she's got. Scrolls of Fireball. Great. We're going to grab a Scroll of Fireball for sure. Haste is another spell that is pretty good for our character. So if we cast Haste before we start a combat, we cast a spell 3 times straight. We're actually going to learn Haste at some point. I don't know that it's worth buying a scroll at this level for it. We don't need the gold wormling staff. We could get some specialty arrows, maybe. And invisibility potion would be nice to have as a get out of jail card. And we picked up some additional junk because the goblins we killed had things. Additionally, the evil priest had a couple of items. So ritual dagger, that's actually pretty good. So you can take a little bit of damage to get a d4 bonus on attack rolls and saving throws until the end of the turn. Also, if you stab someone with it, it'll go off. This jagged spear is something that Gale will be absorbing for sure. We've got a couple of +1 great axes. Don't need 2 of those for sure. And then this Leviatar's Scourge, which is good and bad, right? So it grants resistance to necrotic damage just by holding it. So that's pretty good, and you can use it in some specific spots in the game. It also does a little bit of extra damage to nearby targets. So again, if you've got a character that's running around in the middle of things, it can actually do more damage than you're taking. Right, so because you're doing the damage to yourself, but you're resistant to it. So for builds that are meant to do a little bit of healing, it's not actually that bad. It's a bit maligned undeservingly.
Pleasure.
And there's another barrel full of smoke powder here if we wanted to grab it. Come down to
Smells
Priestess
like
Gut.
burnt
There's an
flesh
unknown
in
potion
here.
of healing right here. And we'll talk to her.
Now here's Priestess Gut needs to touch
And we'll ask about what this brand does.
You ready?
And
Brace
sure,
yourself.
As paint dark, the vision dissolves
we can always
away.
fix that later with magic,
So
I'm sure.
maybe I could help with that. Us true with the
So she's going to go to her office, and we've got the mark. Here we can get the rest of the characters in the party to get it as well, so you're not restricted to just having one person with the brand. There is really no downside to it, and there are a few places where there's an upside to it.
Wormwall, happy.
So she's branded.
Keep your distance, darling. Let's move.
And we'll have Asterion do it, and we'll even have Lizelle do it.
Ain't polite to stare. Happy to.
And there's like a bit of disapproval that'll go on in the group, so if
Without delay.
Shadowheart witnesses Asterion do it, or Asterion witnesses Shadowheart do it, they get disapproval.
Ain't polite to stare. Happy to.
So there are a few pieces of gear in the game
Quite ready for you.
that will cause there to be additional stuff that happens if you're branded. And there are a few social interactions where if you're branded, you can just click on the branded option and automatically succeed.
Oi, come here.
We're going to come over here and get ready to talk to Priestess Gut. I'm going to end this video, and in the next one, we will deal with Priestess Gut. I will catch you in that video. Thanks so much for watching.